everybody, it's Giacomo. Welcome back to the Vegan Proteins YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about why meal plans don't work long term. Now, this is not an attack or a war on meal plans. The thing is that they are a means to an end. There is a benefit to them, but here are the reasons why meal plans won't work long term. Reason number one is that a meal plan does not take into account social gatherings, unscheduled life events, when you don't have the chance to meal prep, when foods are out of stock at the grocery store. When all of these things happen and you put yourself in the meal plan mindset, it makes it so that you don't know what to do if you don't have your meal plan and you don't have your meals and you don't have your meals prepped. That's not to say these things aren't possible, and it's not to say you can't work around them. You can in the short term, and I do feel that the structure helps to get you to a goal. However, as far as eating long term, the habits and the routine become particularly challenging because it's not a sustainable way to live your life. You can't live your life on a meal plan. The other reason why meal plans don't work long term is that we are creatures of habit when it comes to food, right? That's all well and good. Chances are we want to eat the same thing that we normally eat, right? We think we want a different meal every day, 3 times a day, 7 days a week, but usually we have almost the same lunch for a long period of time until we get bored, right? We are human, we feel emotions, we eventually experience boredom, and that includes how we feel about the foods that we enjoy until we don't. You don't want to get into a position where that boredom becomes an issue, right? It's okay to live in that space for a little while, but eventually you're not going to want to eat those same meals. You're going to want variety, but because you've restricted yourself into that place where you're relying on your meal plan to tell you how to eat, you eventually wind up having a different relationship with foods that are not on your meal plan, an unhealthy relationship, because you can have them, but you want them. And so you wind up, I don't want to say flying off the handle because that's a bit of an exaggeration, although it can happen. However, you do wind up having challenges when it comes to being able to enjoy a variety of foods, which is important. It's important to get your nutrients from different foods, and it's important to enjoy food. So again, just to circle back, meal plans are helpful to get you to a goal. The other thing that I feel like a meal plan is helpful for is to teach you how to eat. It teaches you meal timing because you're eating in a structured way. It is convenient, so it's a great way to get into the habit of taking care of yourself and eating healthfully and eating in a portion-minded way. It's also a great way to teach you about balancing your plate, essentially, like knowing how to get the right combination of foods for your goal. So you're getting the amount of protein you want, you're getting the nutrients you want, and you're having satisfying, healthy meals that are also flexible, right? You can work in fun foods here and there too, or just eat the way that you desire, right? So I feel like a meal plan is a stepping stone. So this isn't to discourage you from meal plans or say they're bad. It's just that long term, you want to position yourself and think of a meal plan as something that you can learn and grow from. And then afterwards, you start to take off the training wheels and you trust yourself to build different meal plans, right? Like plan your menu for the week, essentially. I think that's the next gradual stepping stone from having a set meal plan for weeks and months at a time, is to say, okay, what should my menu look like for this week? What should it look like for the next month? It's going to be a busy month. I don't want to think about food. However, the next stepping stone after that is to start to trust yourself to change up your meals even after you build your menu for the week. So there's changing up your menu for the week instead of relying on the same menu for weeks and months at a time, aka a meal plan. Then there is not being afraid to change up your menu during the week by understanding macros. And then there is understanding portions from an intuitive, mindfulness-based standpoint, meaning like anything else, it's like riding a bike, right? It takes time to learn how to ride a bike, and then eventually you know how to pedal and balance yourself without thinking about how to do it. Well, eating is similar to that. After you've eaten a certain way for a certain period of time, there is that fear factor there that you're going to forget how to eat. But when you're in that habit and you're in that routine, afterwards you can eventually start to trust yourself to create meals without even necessarily thinking about macros. So I realize that I'm giving you the short notes here for what is more likely than not a minimum of a 2 to 5 year process, going from meal plans to eating more intuitively. but it is possible. So those are some of my reasons on why I'm not discouraging you from a meal plan, but I am saying it doesn't work long term. And these are some takeaways that you can get from those months and years that you rely on a meal plan to learn how to eat, and trust yourself afterwards to not need a meal plan, and the stepping stones that you can use to graduate to using macros, to being mindful, a mix of these things essentially. And there's nothing wrong with getting back to a meal plan or relying on a certain menu that you create for yourself for weeks or months at a time. It is a great way to get to a goal in a way that is convenient and in a way that is going to basically keep your hunger signals in check. But it is not the end-all be-all. It helps to be flexible with yourself, and it helps to understand how you're eating and why you're eating the way that you're eating, as opposed to writing down a set number of meals and saying, this is a meal plan, it works because these are the foods on my meal plan and these are the meals on my meal plan. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or feedback. We're here for you, and we'll chat soon. Stay tuned for more videos. Oh yeah, where is it? That like button down below. Hit that like button if you like this video, and let us know what else you want us to chat about. We'll be here.